Right then, Manchester United's 23-24 season is underway, and we have got it off to a victory against Leeds United over in Norway. And I think, of course, it was a game of two halves. The second half being weirdly, right, this is what I think is hard for me to sort of wrap my head around it. I thought the tempo went out of the game in the second half. I thought the substitutions that we made in the second half, not necessarily through any fault of their own, I think it was just the nature of the game, is that there wasn't the sort of same kind of snappiness, and maybe it was the lack of first team players involved compared to the first half, but it didn't seem like it had the same sort of bite to it and the same sort of snap to it. And even though Emeran's managed to pull in a goal and an assist, I think he's going to be one walking off the pitch really feeling himself. I thought it was nice to see some of the other players, and I'm going to focus this sort of review majorly on the first half, because I think there's a player that we sort of touched on a little bit yesterday in the review. Where's he going to play? And I'm not talking about Mason Mount. I'm talking about Kobbie Mainoo. So we did touch on Mainoo yesterday, and we thought maybe he'd be played a little bit higher, maybe not quite as trusted to be the pivot because of how important that role is. But that's not what we saw. We saw him trusted to play in the pivot, and not only trusted to play in the pivot, looked like he was born to play there. Absolutely, completely comfortable playing there. Absolutely at ease. Really, really mature performance. Really confident performance. Really technically proficient performance. He looked like a 25-year-old playing there. I mean, physically he looks like that anyway. But the decision making, the composure, the quality, every single thing about what Kobbie Mainoo was doing in that deep role was excellent. He was sniffing out trouble when they had the ball. His positioning was really nice, and we knew that about him. Like, we knew that Kobbie Mainoo had that in him, but the maturity on the ball, that's a new addition. He's looked all right. He's looked technically cool. Like, he's had all of that about him when we've seen him feature for the first team previously. But what we saw tonight, I thought, was someone who's staking a claim. Actually, I can fill in for Casemiro when he's off. And I can't believe I'm sitting here saying that. Yes, it's pre-season. Yes, it's against a championship level opposition. But I thought it was a hell of a performance. And hence why I'm leading this review talking about him over anybody else. Because there was other good performances in there as well. And I'm not even... Mount is going to be like 4th or 5th on my pecking order of things to talk about here. Because I think Ahmad might as well text a link to that game to Anthony and say, see that? That's what you're supposed to do. Didn't come away with a goal or an assist, but came away with people going, okay. Very sharp, very aggressive running. Got a couple of shots off. Could have done better with his shots, I guess, but he's making space for others. He's looking for link-up play, and maybe when we get a closer first 11, because it was really confusing trying to figure out what United's shape was in the first half. What are we doing? And I think very quickly you could start to see the build-up was a 3-1-6, right? Which is what we're seeing a lot of teams kind of moving to, even a 3-2-5, but it was a 3-1-6, with the one being Kobbie Mainoo. And United playing with a very fluid forward line. It looked like Jason Sanchez, a.k.a. Jadon Sancho, was playing in a bit of a false nine sort of role. That's interesting to see. But yeah, I thought it was very, very interesting in terms of what we were seeing from Ahmad. Nothing we didn't expect, but nice to see that sharpness sort of carried on in a United shirt, because we haven't really seen that from him. He's going to be one that can probably push into the first team out of all of the ones here. Mainoo will obviously be as and when required. Ahmad is the one that you think could make the jump. Alvaro Fernandez, excellent performance. Really assured, really mature, good positioning, good enthusiasm, good energy. Looked like he wanted to have a go. Again, he might be someone that has to go out on loan again to really get some minutes, but an accomplished performance, and one he's coming away with a lot of confidence from, I imagine. And so with Hannibal, the tackle in the first half for essentially keeping it 0-0 at half time was fantastic and shown some serious determination. Overtook a lot of players to get back in there and make that tackle, and good determination, great attitude, and it's good to see that people have got the attitude to do that. Young players, generally, they have the attitude to do anything when they've got the ball at the feet, and anything to score a goal, anything to create a chance, not necessarily anything to stop a goal at the other end, but they're both equally important, and they both need doing. And I thought that was really nice to see from him. And then, of course, we had Mason Mount. I mean, obviously, you had Hugill getting a goal, we had Emeran with a really solid, accomplished performance. And we're probably going to talk about them maybe in the build-up to the next one. But Mason Mount, I saw a tweet earlier, which is, I think we've robbed Chelsea for 55 million. And pre-season game, Leeds United, the temptation to get carried away. Well, it's there. I think it was a very good performance, yeah. Certainly nothing I didn't expect. How did he play? Well, he was busy. He was everywhere. He covered every blade of grass. What was his role? Not 100% certain, to be honest. I don't think you could pigeonhole him down to a specific spot on the pitch. It was kind of get on the ball and make something happen. And he was doing that. I thought, he was being very adventurous. He certainly wasn't playing safe. He was trying to make things happen. He was being risky with his passing in a good sense, not in a negative sense. It was a nice performance. Set piece delivery, which I was expecting maybe a little bit more from. Didn't really, pull up any trees with that, but set pieces are fairly low percentage anyway. Really nice to see him in a United shirt. Definitely looks like he's going to carry the weight of it. Not a problem. So, really good performance from Mason Mount. Mainoo, I think, deserves the headlines from this, though, because I thought his performance was the one that was the least expected. Not like it was unexpected, but I thought his is the one that come out of nowhere. We all thought Mason Mount was going to come on and do bits, certainly against Leeds as well. And I think we all expected Ahmad to probably come and do something. So I just think, Mainoo, we got to talk about how good Kobbie Mainoo was, and what does it mean for him going forward. And of course, the rest of the players that came on in the second half, obviously Bennett nearly scoring there right at the very end. All of these players are going to have something to say on the tour. And maybe there's something to talk about with the players that didn't even make it on the plane to Oslo. When you see Zidane's been let go for essentially free, the money that we got for him was a disgrace. What's going to happen with Charlie McNeil now? Zidane let go, others been let go, and the word from Ten Hag is, I only want those who've got world-class potential. Does that mean that he's not seeing that in Charlie McNeil? Or is there something else going on? Did he just pick a random side to go out here and do this? Will there be others that feature in the Edinburgh game? Will there be others again when it comes to the ones that make the trip to America? I think there's a lot of questions that will be answered, but there's 8 pre-season games. 1 is down. I think it's Leon next at Edinburgh. I'm sure it'll be a totally different 11, but we want to see the same sort of spirit from United, more goals, and all the rest of it. But did anyone impress you today that you didn't expect? And again, Martinez, Varane, great to see them in the team. Not even touched on them. Tommy in there keeping a clean sheet. Not even touched on any of this. Maybe we'll cover some of that in 5 things tomorrow. Either way, subscribe, hit the like button, give me your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one.